Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky, fredmccoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great evening.
I want to read a comment and then I'll respond to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Asa Harmon McCoy's death had nothing to do with the later events of the feud. His wife and children remained close to the Hatfields and to Jim Vance, and never diddly to do with Randall McCoy, ever.
Really?
Now, did you hear what I just said? Asa Harmon McCoy's death had nothing to do with later events, with the Hatfield-McCoy feud. Asa Harmon McCoy's death had nothing to do with it. His wife and children remained close to the Hatfields. Talking about West Virginia Hatfields. Because Kentucky Hatfields, everybody in Kentucky was close to them. That was good people. And to Jim Vance, and never had diddly to do with Randall McCoy, ever. Guys, this is Asa Harmon McCoy's family. That's Jacob, that's Lark, and that's Bud McCoy. Bud McCoy was his youngest son. Now you got to remember, they also had another brother, Jeff McCoy. Jeff McCoy. Now they was good friends. They loved the West Virginia Hatfields and Jim Vance. But Jeff McCoy is the one that they shot while he swam across the river from West Virginia back to Kentucky. They shot and killed him dead. Cap, Tom Wallace, Jim Vance, one or all three. Who knows? I wasn't there. But now this person here wants you to believe that they loved the Hatfield, West Virginia Hatfields, and they loved Jim Vance. And they didn't do diddly. They never had diddly. That was the words.
Yeah.
Never had diddly to do with Randall McCoy. Now guys, this is where Sheila and I show evidence. This is what you call proof. This is how you can take stuff like that when you read it and throw it out the window. Of course, you know where I read that at. I read that on a Facebook, Hatfield McCoy site. And guess what? At least 20 people. Good history. Thanks.
Nope, that's wrong.
Really?
That's wrong.
Man, alive, I'd like to sell you all some property and oceanfront property in Arizona, because I bet I could. I bet for you people that believes that stuff, I could sell you some oceanfront property in Arizona. That's how silly it is. Never had diddly to do with them. Guys, this right here is this is just one. Just one. There's many, but we don't have time because we're doing other videos. But we can show you many items in here where they supported Randall McCoy and family. But let's look at this one right here. Yeah, there's you one right there. There's the gun that they actually, that's what Bud McCoy, that's the gun that Bud McCoy shot Jim Vance with. That's one of the guns out of the 3 or 4. We know that Jim McCoy shot Jim. We know that Bud McCoy shot Jim. We know Frank Phillips shot and killed him. And they say that Lark McCoy, if you look here at Lark McCoy in this picture, this is that gun. He's holding that order arms right here. This gun right here belonged to Jacob, right up here. That's Jacob. He ordered the gun. Now, I'm not going to go into that because we've got a video. If you want to see an entire video of that, where we purchased it, how we got it, the history on it, from the Winchester Firearms, the serial number, everything, we've got it. Bud McCoy killed Jim Vance that day, or shot him with that gun. But he loved Jim Vance. And guess who was with him? Randall McCoy and Jim McCoy. That was with them. Frank Phillips, the whole gang. But they didn't do diddly. Here's you something else.
Okay.
This is a West Virginia warrant, state of West Virginia. This is after that they killed Jim Vance and Bill Dempsey. If you'll read right down here at the names, Frank Phillips, John Phillips, James McCoy, Samuel McCoy. Remember old squirrel hunting Sam? Who's this? Bud McCoy, Lark McCoy.
Wow.
There's big Sam McCoy. There's squirrel hunting Sam. So this would have been Randall's other son, Sam. That's Sam McCoy. And here they are, George McCoy. Some of the names I can't read, but this is the governor's warrant. Randolph McCoy. Now, Tom Dodson says Randolph McCoy never led the McCoys anywhere. Well, he may not have led them anywhere, but he led that bunch of 9 to Louisville jail. He led them to jail when they took the 9 from Pike County to Louisville, and he led them on this raid right here when they killed Jim Vance and Bill Dempsey. So he can tell you whatever he wants. I can tell you I got a whole head full of hair if you want to believe it. I don't, but I can tell you that, and that's what you're believing when you listen to these people tell you these stories. He's got a thing that says lies, more lies, and damn lies, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's right. He titled that right. He's telling you that he's telling you lies. If you all want to believe him, continue on. There's Randolph McCoy.
Sad.
There's Paris McCoy. You know, they make a big deal of Paris McCoy. Paris McCoy and Randall and Sarah didn't get along. Really? Really? This is after they burnt the cabin down. After they burnt the cabin down and beat Sarah. Here's 2 more kids, killed them. There's Paris McCoy, guys. That's documentation. That's a West Virginia warrant. That's from the West Virginia governor. And he signed that against the Kentucky. Here you go. Here's the back of it. There's a whole list of the names. I'm going to tell you who else was on the list. Who else was there? I don't know if he's on this list or not. But, you know, I read something earlier where they was trying to name these different people that took up for the different sides. The West Virginia Hatfields, like Dempsey, Gillespie, Ellison Mounts. He's a Hatfield, of course, but they was naming all these different. And on the McCoy side, they had the Smiths. Smiths took up. And he's exactly right. Exactly right. The Smiths did. And I think there's a Smith on here. Curtis Smith was my great-grandfather on my grandmother's side. Ella Jane Smith McCoy. She was my grandma. Her and my mother's the one that collected a bunch of stuff. And her dad was actually on one of these raids. He was actually assassinated while he's out plowing his garden. After he went on this raid with them, he was assassinated afterwards. And if you'll read T.C. Crawford's book, Devil Lance brags in there. He said, I could have been, at any time, I could have bushwhacked any one of these people I'd ever wanted to. I ain't harmed none of them. But if a man did, he wouldn't be wise to tell it. Yeah. And you know, they say Randall McCoy died in a fire. You know, they always said they'd get Randall McCoy. Cap Hatfield said he would get Randall McCoy.
He still had gunshots, didn't he, in his cabin door?
He shot him at the cabin when he was standing on his porch when he lived at Blackberry. But look at the end. What was the West Virginia Hatfield's M.O.? Burning people's cabins down. Fire. Randall McCoy, they said he fell in a fire. Did he? He never did. He was senile. He never talked after that. He died after that. He didn't get to tell nobody what happened. Did he fall in a fire? Was he pushed in the fire? Was that Cap did that? Who knows? We'll never know. Yeah. That's a question to ask. Makes about as much sense to ask that question as it does that the McCoys, Asa Harmon McCoy's kids never did diddly for Randall McCoy. Well, there they are on a West Virginia warrant with old Randall McCoy when he led them to Jim Vance's and the Bad Old Grapevine and all that. Guys, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy. Please do your research. Please look for documentation. Please don't believe everything you see on these Facebook Hatfield McCoy pages. And like I said, I can't even get on half of them anymore. They don't want me correcting them, so they can tell you whatever they want to tell you. We can't correct it now because we don't know what they're telling you. Yeah. But if you don't inspect it for yourself, or somebody else pick up that's on there and say, hey, I got a question for you. How about this?
Ask them.
Yeah.
See what your response is. Their response is.
Thanks. Catch you next time.
Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.